Hey everybody, Carpe Diem seize the day, and welcome to Lisa Dublin Live on this very early morning. Whenever you're watching, it's still Carpe Diem. I'm Lisa Dublin, and my guest today will be a presenter at To All the Girls Conference on the 31st of October from 9 to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Lillah is my good friend, right? And you'll learn a little more about her and what she's going to be presenting on. Hey Lillah, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Lisa.
Nice to get you on this, early morning. Thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you'll be presenting.
Well, I am the founder and creator of Black Facts, a Black history game, an educational tool for students of all kinds to learn about Black history. I am a motivational speaker and a soon-to-be certified life and health coach. And then I do that all on the side. And then my actual profession is I work in compliance and I'm a trainer for a financial institution. So got a couple hands in a couple different pots.
Absolutely. And then, we didn't even say that you're such a great baker.
Yes.
And phenomenal designs. I could never, ever do any of them. It is wonderful. So we're going to be talking about remote professionalism. And it's nothing new to you. You've been doing this for years, haven't you?
Yes, I've actually been working from home for an extended period of time. So I happened to be blessed in that way. When COVID came, I didn't have to make too many changes to my lifestyle because I was already fully set up to work from home. And I regularly present via Zoom meetings when I'm doing the training to the other employees. So I'm in a position to be well versed in that. Having said that, though, I can certainly appreciate how it's a bit more of a challenge for those that are used to making that trek to the office, having that social aspect around them, and now all of a sudden being put in a situation where they really have to adapt and become agile to what's going on in the current environment.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think is the biggest change? We have had this conversation over and over about how communication seems to have changed with COVID, and working remotely seems to require a certain level of skill where soft skills are concerned. So what do you think is the number one change or difference between face-to-face communication in the workplace and doing it remotely?
I think the biggest thing is the fact that now that we're doing it remotely, we've got more space between us. So before we would have that interaction, we'd be able to see each other, feel each other's vibe, as well as pick up on each other's nonverbal cues. And you can find various stats that'll confirm that communication is so much more about our nonverbal cues than what we're actually saying to the person. So now with virtual meetings, you're only seeing the top half of my body. You might only be seeing my face. So it really comes down to having that level of emotional intelligence where you're able to pay attention to those subtle intonations in a person's voice that tells you not only the words and the information that they're trying to convey, but also the emotions that they're trying to convey as well. I think being in an environment where it's a little bit of a more high stress time, people are going through challenges of different kinds that are important to them. It's not just about getting the work done. It's also about connecting as human beings at the same time and finding that happy balance between the two.
Mm-hmm. And I think to email takes on a new significance. Like what you don't say in an email becomes almost as important as what you should be saying. Like, have you had any experience with that? I mean, we've had some situations at work where some emails were thought to be, very curt, very short, but it wasn't the case. This was just the person's MO.
Yes, exactly. I think it's a two-pronged approach. Absolutely, it comes down to the information we put in an email, but we have to be taking the time to, one, reread it, because we could be going fast, typing our things out, and we think it's fine because we are typing as if we're talking to the person. And really what we have to consider now is the potentially different ways that a message might be interpreted and received by the other party. And then we also want to be communicating in a way that allows for not only our message to be received and absorbed, but that is also sensitive to whatever the other person might be going through on the other end. And then it also comes down to self-regulation of emotion. Because if we're having a bad day or we're stressed out, we might be coming to our work with that. And so that's going to spill out of us into our interactions and our work as well. So being able to recognize that within ourselves and then doing things to manage that so that we don't allow it to come into our emails. We're not writing things that could be interpreted as being something different than what we've written it with, But on the same side, even for the reader of the email, what emotions are you reading that email with? Because for all intents and purposes, a person might have written a nice enough email with nothing really behind it. But if you're having a bad or stressed out day and you get caught up in your emotions, then you might read it with a tone that is different than what it was written with.
Yeah, for sure. It just seems to me like we really need to be giving each other grace in this
Yes.
time. A lot of grace and a lot of the benefit of the doubt as opposed to jumping to conclusions. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a time to connect and remind ourselves that we are all human and we are all going through this. No one's getting away.
Oh gosh,
No
no.
one's skirting around the issue. It's a worldwide issue. So
Right.
taking the time to be patient, check our tone, check
Hmm.
our body language, and then really taking any opportunity available to lock eyeballs. Because this is as much as I'm going to see of
Oh
you.
gosh, yes, for sure. That is true. So okay, well, we're looking forward to having you at the conference. There's so much to discuss. I think like as I've seen the remote working break relationships, break
Mhm.
working relationships and forge deeper ones in some cases. So it means that it could go either way depending on how you handle it, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, so looking forward to just hosting you and hearing more from you. I know we've been at this for a while and I'm looking forward to really hearing what you have to say. So on another note,
Yes.
how's the running going, girl?
Well, COVID blessed me with my own treadmill
All right.
in more ways than one. I miss the gym desperately, but yeah, the running's going good. At the end of the day, physical activity is a huge piece of my preserving my mental state and being able to exercise some frustrations. And so it's really part of my schedule and has been for an extended period of time. So being able to have the luxury of having a treadmill at home is huge. And there's a big part of me that's like, why did I not do this before?
I know. The minute COVID hit, I went off and got the treadmill because I was like, there is no way I'm going to make it through this without some kind of activity that I love doing. So it has worked out well for both of us, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, definitely.
All right. Okay. So I was speaking to Lillah Penddah, and you guys, this is definitely COVID time. I'm here in my basement on the set of Basement Chronicles because it is too noisy upstairs. But anyway, that's fine. We understand that this is a trying time for everybody, isn't it? Right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, so looking forward to hosting you on the 31st, Lila. Looking forward to all that you have to say. People are going to come and, take copious notes and yeah, just be better for it. That's what we're looking forward to.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to be a part of it, and you flatter me so by choosing to include me. Public speaking is a love for me, and so any opportunity I get to be able to share what I've learned and really connect with others, especially during this time, has just an awesome opportunity to grow.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll be seeing you. Bye, folks. I hope you enjoyed this interview. See you on the 31st of October at the To All the Girls Conference 2020. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.